All right. I generally don't bring people on my show that don't have something to do with real estate or finance or helping you save money when it comes to your investments or real estate. But I lost 77 pounds and I had tried so many different programs over the years, and some of them worked pretty good, but none of them really were sustainable for me. So I met this gentleman that helped me. And believe me, it took some convincing, but he helped me lose the weight. Now I've lost 77 pounds. I've been down over a year and I have not put on any weight. And by God, as much as he's trying to get me in the gym, I don't do a lot of gym. However, I'm not encouraging you not to go to the gym, but I wanted to bring Brett Markowitz from Age Rejuvenation on just to share with you a little bit about what he's going on and how I can help you. And then he's going to give you some discounts at the end of this interview on how you also can get involved. Now, he's got locations throughout the state of Florida, but they also do Zoom. They do like a doctor type of thing on demand, all kinds of different ways. So it doesn't matter where you live, even if you're out of state, he can help you with that. Brett Markowitz, welcome to the Lone Ranger Show.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate it.
So listen, tell us a little bit about what you have for my listeners right now that can help them out. You know what I've done, you know what programs I'm on. And I'll be honest with everybody, I'm on a testosterone, which believe me, I was told to get on that for years and didn't do it. And it's a game changer. Not only for me, it'll be a game changer for your spouse. Trust me on that one. It works. And I was a little afraid of it. I thought maybe it could introduce some cancers and things like that. And it frightened me. So it wasn't till I got some real good advice from Brett and his team that really helped me walk through it. So walk through what you think people need to do to be able to achieve what they need. And everybody's different. They may be different. But we talk about visceral fat, how dangerous it is, and all the things that come along with that. More than just being a little chubby, there's a lot of problems that fat can introduce to our health. So talk a little bit about that, Brett.
Bruce, I think everybody understands when they look in the mirror that they're overweight, right? You could see it, but I don't think a lot of people understand how that overweight can actually impact the longevity of your health. 40% of America is actually obese at this point. A very high obesity is actually, it slows up the metabolism, which is impacted by the hormones. We're talking about you're doubling the risk for strokes and diseases. When you have two comorbidities like diabetes, heart hypertension, anything like that, you also are at a 40% risk of increased cancers.
Hypertension would be blood pressure, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And a lot of Americans have it, and it's the silent killer.
Yes, it is. And again, what we've done at Age Rejuvenation is we're focused on health optimization and enhancing human performance with our longevity treatments. And the way we do it, look, there's a lot of people that know about these weight loss drugs, but I think what we see a lot of when patients finally come to us is similar like yourself, it didn't work, right? And then what do we need to do to fix it, right? So we had to dial in the program specifically for you. And I think that's the unique thing that we have the capability of doing. We do extensive blood work because we got to understand where we're starting at, right?
Absolutely.
If you're 300 pounds overweight or if you're 20 pounds overweight, we just need to know where a starting point is. And then from there, we just now need to start figuring out, okay, what do we got to do to get you healthy? What
dosages. Now, I know that several people I've talked to said, oh, I went on GLP-1s and they made me sick or they didn't work. And I think it's the dosages that these doctors it's standardized dosages, and you don't do standardized dosages. You do specific dosages to the patient's needs.
Yes.
And so some people are going to their primary care physician. Talk about that.
Yeah. So interesting you said that, right? I was listening to a podcast this weekend, and we're controlled by big pharma, big government, big FDA, and the insurance companies, right? You're more valuable sick. Big insurance will cover what they want to cover. And really, they don't cover disease prevention. They cover reactionary treatments.
Just prescribe.
That's it, right? I interviewed a doctor one time and he got incentivized with how many scripts you left the hospital with. So that just tells you it's bad medicine, right? And I think for our goal, we want to empower our patients to be in charge of their health, right? I want to give you the information that's relative to your body. We do a pretty good diagnostic testing. We could go as far as gut health and stool health and just everything that's relevant. We see patients with heavy metal toxicities and just various diseases. And what we try to do is really dial in their specifics. With big pharma, a lot of the commercial brands of the GLPs, they are preset dosing. So that's the problem. And the doctors don't know how to do that, how to adjust it. If you think about med school, they're probably given one course for one half a semester on just nutrition. And then that's really what they're left on. So my doctors, just so we know for your show, any of your females, if they always think testosterone, right? My chief medical officer is a board certified OBGYN. Females need testosterone just like males do.
Yes, they do.
So when we're looking at optimizing hormones, we're doing that because we know as you age, your hormones decline and your hormones regulate your metabolism. Now, as we get older, you got bad habits, you're eating, things are not going in the direction, and your metabolism is slower, you're going to put on the weight. At 18, you can hang out all night, drink, party, and then show up at work the next day and you're ready to rock and roll. We do that now.
That way after 40s.
Yeah, we need several days of recovery for that. What we're trying to do with patients is we're really trying to get them lifestyle focus and making sure they understand, right? There is no quick fix. Everything's going to take time, right? But it's having a plan, and then it's being committed to the plan and being smart. With you, we had to change the drugs a little bit on the medication. We had to adjust it. And now they've actually came out with this.
So let me tell my listeners about this, okay? Because I'm always transparent. Everything I do is right in front of you. So here we go. I started 3 months later, I'd lost about 10 pounds. I'm like, Brett, this isn't really working for me. And he said, Bruce, I promise you it'll work. Let's redo the blood work. So they did a second blood panel 3 months later. Things had already changed. So you guys reevaluated, switched things around, decreased this, increased that, added that, take this out, and then all of a sudden the weight starts peeling off. And that's what you do. And you constantly upgrade and update the blood work so that you know exactly what's going on with the patient so you can readjust it. And doctors, I don't think, do that. I heard from you that like doctors are supposed to only spend 11 minutes with a patient. You got to be kidding me. 11 minutes. That's not long enough to weigh me and take my blood pressure, right? So let's continue on. I want to know more about what you think my clients need to hear to really, I want them to call you because I believe in you and I wouldn't bring you on here if I didn't. So let's talk a little bit more about that.
If any of your listeners are interested, we did do a free consultation. It's no cost. I will give you a special for everybody on your show because I do want them to have the same experience you do. For me, I don't work anymore. This is my life. I believe in what I do. I love what I do. I love seeing patients get results like you do. And, you're happy and you feel right. Because I know I added years to your life. I know I changed your life. And I look at pictures of when you started. I look at pictures today and,
it's night and day, brother.
It's crazy, amazing. Everybody can have that experience. It does take work. It does take discipline. You were willing to come to the office. You were willing to do the blood work. You were willing to get on the scale when we needed to. We needed to understand that what is your body fat to muscle mass ratio? What does that composition look like? Then we made the adjustments within the medication. I think what's even more interesting is since you got started, they've actually came out with a newer drug version of
Talk about that.
Yeah. So it's called Retatrutide. It's the first GLP that came out was like Wegovy, Ozempic, right? And then semaglutide. Then it changed to Tirzepatide Mounjaro, which would have the two drugs that helped out with the weight loss. They've now created Retatrutide, which is the third version. And now it has 3 ingredients. We call it the triple G effect because that extra ingredient, it's called glucagon, it just completely is a game changer. You're seeing 24% greater success rate with increased in weight loss. Our patients are doing really well. But again, it's medicine. You have to have good habits. You want to make sure that there's a coaching lifestyle that's involved. So for us, I want you to age better, live better, feel better. That's really what we're focused on. And I think for your listeners, if they are interested and they do want to understand what's going on with their body, the step one is call us for a free consultation. We'll have you come in, regardless if you want to come into the office or do a telehealth consultation. And then we really go over the program. A lot of people ask how expensive our program is. Our average patient a year spends, it breaks down daily, like $6.85 a day when you break it down. And if you think about what your life has changed, Bruce, and how much you think about your years that you've
I saved more than that in food and booze. I really did. I'm just being honest. It's unbelievable. And it changes your lifestyle, whether you decide to make the choice or not, because I just did not want to eat. Matter of fact, you came to me one time, you go, Bruce, I need you to eat more.
Right.
Right. I need you to start eating more. And those are the type of coaching that you give. We've got the new triple G.
Yep.
You're still doing trizepatides and
Yep.
semaglutides.
Yep.
You're doing all the hormone therapy, but
Yep.
you have things that you do to help women with menopause, postmenopausal women that just their family doctors and even their OBGYNs can't even figure out. And you guys have that dialed in.
Yeah. So even like yesterday, I was in Orlando and I with some patients. I saw 3 new patients that were going to their OBGYNs. They were getting patches, synthetic, one size fits all. So again, our process is it's dialed in specifically for you. We can use pellets, we can use other options, but it is tailored. I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is we tailor it.
Right.
And then I think we're really focused right now. We're seeing a real big focus on your cellular function. Medicine has just gotten so much better. It's not just losing weight, it's how do we keep the weight off? So that's through, again, Bruce, I'd love you to exercise. The more muscle somebody retains, the more calories they burn and the better their metabolism is. But now we're also
I promise I'll be better.
and now we're looking at cellular function, right? We want to understand your mitochondrial health, because the more active your mitochondrial health is and the more cellular activity you have, that means that your body is actually burning calories differently. You're actually losing the risk of disease prevention. So either with our new weight loss, and I'm going to do this for all your listeners, we actually created an injection with, it's called NAD. And Bruce, I'll share you a link. Maybe you could share it on your about what NAD
I will
does.
do that.
And
put it on my website too.
Yep. And I'll send that to you. And it's a really good video where we have that really explains just what NAD is and the power of it and, you know, what's going on right now. And we combine it with B12. So any of your listeners that do call, we were going to offer them $100 to get started. The consultation's free. So if they don't like what we have to say, we do understand it. But if they want to go forward, it's $100 on the start fee. And then we're going to include, as long as they do the 3-month weight loss program, we're going to include 3 months of the NAD and B12 injections weekly for free.
You can't go wrong with that. If you'd like to talk to Brett, his team, he'll get you fixed up. We'll do the blood panels. You get started for $100. Call me at 407-706-3313 or text weight loss to me. Tampa Bay, text to 813-213-4009. That's 813-213-4009. I'll connect you with Brett and his team. I promise you, I guarantee you it'll work if you follow his directions. Brett, thanks for joining me on the Lone Ranger Show. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you guys. Have a good day. Thank you.